Shalom, 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 shalom. Before we even get started in this lesson, first and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Kadash. Secondly, I want to give double honors to the Elders Apostles and the Bishops of Great Millstone who rule well and worthy of double honors. And third and lastly, I want to give salutations to all the Hakim, that's all the hopeful elect, that pushing forth this word and this truth and righteousness, sincerity throughout the four corners. Shalom, 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 shalom. And pretty much, man, I'm going to be quoting scripture, Hebrews 13:1, man. All right? You know, let brotherly love continue. And I'm just going to expound on that, man, just laying back on that. Just speaking in general, man. I know 1%, ain't particular, talking about in particular, just general, man. You know what I'm saying? And reminding myself, make sure, I make sure my damn self, I'm letting brother love continue my goddamn self, start my damn self first and foremost, But nevertheless, man, part of the brotherhood, man, part of the walk, you are not in the walk by yourself at the end of the day, man. So we always supposed to be mindful on how we carrying ourselves because, we operate and we moving and you believe you have confidence you're a man of the Lord, then, there's a lot of responsibility, we know, that comes along with that, man. All right, letting that light shine, man. We know we don't supposed to be doing nothing embarrassing or goofy or some nigga or some worldly type shit to put this truth, to bring this truth in any type of bad light at the end of the day or whatnot, man. And, and like I said, when you out there, in your everyday walks, man, you always be mindful. I don't never ever want to be that guy, man. The brain blame, to the ministry, at the end of the day or whatnot. So you be mindful how you carry yourself, how you move, certain situations you're not going to put yourself in at the end of the day or whatnot, man. Especially when, you already have the foresight, of knowing the possibilities of what can happen and what, what could be the outcome, of certain situations or whatnot. You know how to weigh the matter, using balance, using balance, not being over righteous neither, depending on the circumstance and the situation. But the main thing and the key thing is you're always mindful, man. Of how you carry yourself and you represent yourself, not just as well as when you amongst brothers and you're around brothers, of course you're supposed to carry yourself with kadom and, carry yourself, be spiritual, you know how your conduct is supposed to be. And even more so when you by yourself, man, at the end of the day. And also, let me add, part of letting that brotherly love continue, also, your decision making, man. You you got to be mindful of the decision making that you make as well, too. Because if you don't want to, be selfish, to the point to where, that ain't a smart decision found naturally. Let's say financially, that's not a smart decision I should be making right there. Because that could blow up in my face at the end of the day. Or you're not budgeting your money like you supposed to. You're doing stupid shit with your fucking money, man. You spending your money and you tricking on money you can't even afford to trick on at the end of the day. But then in the back of your mind, oh, you know what, I got the brothers to land back on, just in case I come up short. See, that's fucked up, man. That's a fuck up way of thinking at the end of the day or whatnot. Okay, because now you put brothers in binds. Because, man, hell, it's hard to come by money, period, at the end of the day or whatnot, And, and brothers, man, hell, we gonna come through for brothers at the end of the day. Don't get it twisted, man. We always do that, man. Certain things that unavoidable, you can't avoid at the end of the day or whatnot. Certain circumstances that may come your way, you can't prevent. Man, through the spirit, bros understand that. Bros, display empathy and sympathy for their brothers and whatnot. Brothers definitely, opportunity is given. Brothers, don't mind. We cheerful givers, man. We want to take on your brother's burden at the end of the day. But we talking about when Jake doing self-afflicting and making stupid moves at the end of the day, and he get in a position above his fucking head, and now, he needs somebody, Jake, you want to go ahead and, you want to raise the alarm, hey, man, at the last minute at that. And, you need brothers, need brothers to come together and whatnot, when you make poor decisions, man, with your money. You doing poor, you making dumb moves. You making dumbass moves, which costing you financially, where you get behind in your bills. And hey man, I got my brother, man. They got my back, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna worry about it, man. You know what I'm saying? We all we got at the end of the day. That ain't what that means, man. You know what I'm saying? When we all we got, and you got love for your brother, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna put your brothers in situations, man. You know what I'm saying? Putting your brothers in, putting burdens on your brothers, that shit that could be fucking avoided. Now, goddamn it, we come together, and we family. We come together, you know what I'm saying, and we pull together. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, for brothers, man. But we talking about, but this ain't the case. When you do dumb, stupid shit, oh man, I know my bills need to be paid, but you know what? This shorty over here, I'm fucking or whatnot. I'm tapping that ass or whatever. Let me go ahead, cause she's short on her rent. So let me go ahead. So she's short on her rent, and you up there giving your rent money, the rent money you got for your ass, where you stay at, under the roof or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That your ass live up under. You know what I'm saying? You take care of somebody else's business, you know what I'm saying, before you take care of your own self, and then you get yourself in financial bind, where now, you know what I'm saying, hey man, I may need me some help. Man, that's not an act of showing brotherly love right there, man. All right? Period, bro. All right? Ask that girl who you get that money to, man. Ask her ass for help. Shit, ask her ass to help your ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know what I'm saying, over a woman that don't even fucking deserve it at the end of the day or whatnot, man. All right? We can see if the woman add to you, if she add to you, that's different, man. If that woman add to your life, man. All right? You know what I'm saying? She was a stress reliever, you know what I'm saying, in aspects of your life. Yeah, I can understand that, man. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't talking about, that ain't the case. This ain't this and that ain't that right there, man. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about Jake, you know what I'm saying, being servants for the damn woman's sake and getting themselves in binds, man. And that happened in a lot of cases of Jake, bro. Jake, man, they get goofy, man, when it comes to these fucking women and shit, bro. All right, these women cast these fucking spells on their ass and shit. And then now you looking to tag a damn brother for some fucking help and shit, bro. You looking for a lifeline and shit. And and then, you know what I'm saying, it's a situation where it ain't like 100, 200, 300. It's a good bit of goddamn guap. You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money to come by. And bros ain't trying to, we work too damn hard. We ain't trying to gather our bread up and be looking out for Jake doing some nigga shit, doing some dumb simp shit or whatnot, on some simp time. Man, we got time for that, bro. There's one thing when you behind, you was out on work, you got laid off, shit, you can't prevent getting laid off, bro. Bros can understand that. And bros come together and whatnot, you get laid off and shit. You come in the financial bond, you got hurt, you been out of work for a little minute or whatnot. Brothers gonna come together and whatnot, chip in, you know what I'm saying, and help out how we can, you know what I'm saying, what we can afford to do so, you know what I'm saying, bro. But that's a different scenario there. That's shit that you can't prevent. Unavoidable shit. But when you continue on making dummy moves and shit, not taking good counsel, not taking wise counsel, you know what I'm saying, and you want to do your own thing, and then you turn around and brother tell you the stove hot, and you put your hand on the damn fucking stove anyway and burn your fucking hand and shit, and crying and shit, you know what I'm saying, to the damn brother, you know what I'm saying, looking for some fucking help when the brother already told you what the damn stove was fucking hot, man. And Jake don't be fucking listening and shit or whatnot, man. At the end of the day, man, Jake don't, I'm telling you, man, you know what I'm saying, like I say, man, letting brotherly love continue, man. Also, you know what I'm saying, thinking about, you know what I'm saying, you gotta think about brothers, you gotta think about people, you gotta think about brothers outside yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? You just think about yourself all the damn time, man. All right, you gotta think about other brothers out. You gotta think about people outside your goddamn self, bro. All right, you know what I'm saying? Always worrying about you and your needs and feeling your flesh and what you want to do and shit or whatnot. Man, you gotta think about, man, how can this impact my brothers, man? At the end of the day, I ain't want to put my brothers in no motherfucking bind and shit or no burden. Now, it's one thing when you need help, you need help. We're not talking about that. That ain't this and this ain't that. We're not talking about that. You need help, you need help. That's what brotherhood is for. But we talking about when you make dumb, stupid fucking moves and shit, and your plans backfire in your face, and now you need help, and now you coming last minute type shit. Then Jake be last minute with shit, bro. Last minute. Jake needs something 2-3 damn days. You know what I'm saying? Jake, 2-3 days is fucking due. You know what I'm saying? 2-3 days of shit due. And here Jake probably know for about a good 3-4 a damn fucking month, man. And you just finding out, you know what I'm saying, you know, when last minute shit, you know. And then it's not like it's something light. It'd be some big urgent shit, bro. Big urgent shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, to where it's possible to where you may have to call other brothers for help and get help for other brothers, and that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? For brothers have to go and get, you know, and have to help and do things but they can't even really afford to do it the damn self. They got families, they got bills, you know what I'm saying? They damn selves or whatnot. And you doing that over some Jake that doing a brother that makes stupid fucking moves, man. Brothers make dummy moves and shit, man. You gotta think before you do things, bro. Jake gotta take counsel, man. At the end of the day or whatnot, man. All right, you know, okay. You know, and then how that should affect everybody. It should affect everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, not positive not positive neither. You know, should affect everybody, man. You know, when you're not making sound decisions, man. When you're not disciplining that flesh, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you making dummy moves and putting yourself in a hole and you already know better. Nobody telling you nothing that you don't already know. But somehow you still succumb, you know what I'm saying, to these fucking follies and shit. Then you look for brothers that have to bail you out and shit. That ain't right, man. You shouldn't do that to a brother at the end of the day. All right, you know? Okay, if you say you're going to do something, be a man of your word to your brother, man. Hold your word to your brother, man. All right? And don't put your brother in a situation, man, that he don't want to be in at the end of the day. If it can be avoided, let it be avoided, man. Do dumb shit. All right, you know, damn, I know this bill due. I ignored this bill. So, you know, now the bill is due. Now you late on the damn fucking bill. Now you can possibly get evicted. Now you crying out for bros, last minute bros. That's not right. That's not right, man. That's not right, bro. I know bros will help me out, man. I know bros, you banking on it. You banking on that shit. Yeah, I know. Yeah, come on, man. That's not right, bro. That ain't right, man. You know, that's not in the spirit of Yahawashi, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, supposed to make sound decisions, man. At the end of the day, bro. You know, getting yourself in debt that you don't need at the end of the day. Shit that you don't. Jake made decision makings, boy. And then you can't be up front with your brother and let your brother know the real reason why you need the money. But then the brotherhood, the brothers, man, you can't lie to a brother. You can't lie. Man, the spirit of Rakakadash is in the midst of us, bro. You know, Yahawashi in the midst of us, bro. So whatever, you know, you doing or you're not doing, it gonna come out any fucking way, man. Or if it don't come out in the wash, it gonna come out in the rinse, bro. It gonna come out, if it don't come out in the wash, it'll come out in the rinse, bro. And too late in the goddamn game, man. And Jake gotta get their fucking head out the woman ass, bro. A lot of bros, man, just, you know, got their head up a fucking woman ass and shit and making stupid fucking moves, getting in debt, getting stupid ass fucking debt over females that don't even give a fuck about you at the end of the day. At a drop of a dime, they'll drop your ass, man. I ain't even going there. But that's in my listen, man. That's all I got right now, man. That's all I have, man. But Jake, you gotta do better, bro. Gotta do better, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't think about yourself all the fucking time, man. Don't think about yourself, man. All right? You know, especially when you do something and you're not gonna be the only one affected when you know that that shit can affect the body, bro. You know? All right? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Boy, I tell you, boy, Jake, man. Shalom to the whole full man. Shalom.